الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وآله الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Just to finish something we started off last night, it is mustahab to have a shower, to take a bath or have a shower with the intention of visiting the Prophet's shrine or the Aimma of Jannat al-Baqi, and then to go for the ziyarah. According to most ulama, this ghusl suffices in place of the wudu. So people can do the ghusl and then go off to the mosque and pray their salah. They do not need to do wudu again. According to many scholars, however, it is mustahab to do wudu again. And according to some scholars, the ghusl does not suffice in place of wudu. So the most conservative view is do ghusl, but as far as salah is concerned, the wudu is required in its own place. Two, as many of you have asked, seeking the permission before entering into the shrine. It is extremely mustahab to enter the house of the Prophet or the sons of the Prophet, their houses, without seeking permission first. Allah has said this within the Quran, that do not enter the houses of the Prophet without seeking permission. And the whole ritual is that a person asks the Prophet, "O Prophet, am I permitted to enter your house? O Allah, I seek your permission. O Prophet, do you permit me?" That's when we're going to Masjid al-Nabi. And if the heart softens up, and if tears appear within the eyes, then that is a sign that yes, permission has been granted. But it's not necessary that the heart should soften and that the eyes should have tears. Obviously we become accustomed to going, and at that point these things might not happen. So don't worry if that doesn't happen. But at times it will as well, and just know that the Prophet is granting permission. And then when we go to Baqi to do their ziyarah, and we say, "Do I have your permission, O Prophet, and do I have your permission, the Imams that we are addressing at that particular point?" So those are the remaining sort of rituals of ziyarah. Our Hajj, the Hajj that we are embarking upon, is Hajj at-Tamattu. Hajj at-Tamattu. It is a Hajj for those who are not within the proximity of the house of Allah, 44 kilometers or whatever the distance is. Those inside Makkah and around Makkah will do Hajj Ifrad or Hajj Qiran. But those outside Makkah will do Hajj Tamattu. Now, there are two obligations, independent obligation. One is Hajj and the other one is Umrah. If a person has sufficient means to do Hajj, then Hajj is wajib. If a person does not have sufficient means to do Hajj, but has sufficient means to do Umrah, then Umrah is wajib on its own. However, both are independently wajib on people who attain the ability. But for those intending to do Hajj at-Tamattu, the Umrah that is done prior to entering Makkah will suffice for the obligatory Umrah. How is this, and why is it called Hajj Tamattu? Tamatta'u is the name given to it because we are joining the Umrah with Hajj. Whereas the other types of Hajj, we can have Hajj and Umrah distinct and separate from each other, or we can somehow join them. However, in Hajj Tamattu, what happens is that the ihram for Hajj Tamattu has to be done from Makkah. Yes? But you can't enter into Makkah without ihram. Technically, we can never go into Makkah as pilgrims without ihram. So when we wear ihram to go into Makkah, that becomes Umrah Tamattu. And then we do ihram to come out of Makkah for Hajj Tamattu. And therefore, the Hajj Tamattu comprises of both Umrah and Hajj, and that is why it's known as Tamattu, that we are joining both of them together. By the way, stop me whenever you want to during the course of this talk, if you wish to ask questions or add something or share. So this is Hajj Tamattu, comprising of Umrah Tamattu and Hajj Tamattu. For those who have not been and are going for the first time, it is an obligation, and hence it is known as Hajj al-Islam, Hajjatul Islam. So whereas everyone is doing Hajjatul Tamattu, some are doing Hajjatul Tamattu and Hajjatul Islam together. Yes? Fine. In accordance with that, therefore, the intentions will vary. The people who are going for the first time, their intention at every point will be Umratul Tamattu towards Hajjatul Tamattu and Hajjatul Islam. And Hajjatul Tamattu, Hajjatul Islam, so on and so forth. And those who are not doing it for the first time, for them it would not be Hajjatul Islam, it would be just Hajjatul Tamattu. That distinction is there. And I'll explain it as we go along, inshallah. Now let's go then. Hajjatul Tamattu therefore comprises of two things, Umrah and Hajj. When we go for Umrah Tamattu, we are supposed to go through specified routes. And through those specified routes, we need to perform the Ihram and then proceed to Mecca. Now for those who come to Medina and take the route from Medina, the place where they are supposed to wear their Ihram is, you all know it, why don't you just tell me? It feels like a classroom. It's Masjid al-Shajara. According to the ulama, we should perform the ihram from within the precincts of Masjid al-Shajara, apart from women who are in their maybe menstruations and whatever else. They can stand outside Masjid al-Shajara and perform their ihram from there. But the man need to be within the mosque, and not even, according to some who are very conservative, according to some, not even in the courtyard of Masjid al-Shajara, but well within the place which is known as the Masjid. This is where we go, perform the Ihram and go forward. Now, there are certain rituals governing the Ihram. First is that, of course, people cleanse themselves, have ghusl, and of course remove bodily hair, the pubic hair and other under armpits and so on and so forth, then have ghusl, and at that point the man wear seamless or unstitched, unsewn 2 garments of clothes, preferably white. Please do wear white and not any other color scheme, yes? And women can wear any clothes that they like. Even though silk is permitted for women, in Ihram it is better for women not to wear silk. And it should not be made out of leather, the Ihram. So please avoid leather. And I know nobody will wear leather, but just in case, you can never be too careful about things like these. So no silk, no leather. For man, it's just 2 pieces of clothes. One for the bottom half of the body and one for the top. Now, these clothes are things that need to be worn in a particular way. And you might think, well, why do we need to do all of this? But it is to be observed, and it is to be observed properly the way that the Imams have taught us. As I said, the women can wear whatever they like. There's only 1 or 2 conditions that we'll come to. As far as men are concerned, men are not allowed to wear any garments apart from those 2 pieces of clothes or towels, whatever they may be made out of, textiles. The bottom piece is not supposed to be knotted. We can't use buttons or pins. And there is a particular way of wearing ihram that allows movement, proper movement. It's not restrictive.